Welcome to our today's presentation. Today we are going to discuss about the profit and loss account. This is the second video after the trading account we had last time. Now, profit and loss account is drawn to determine whether the business has made or has realized a net profit or a net loss. Remember, in trading account previously, we determine the gross profit of the business. As you can see, we are saying that the profit and loss account is mainly drawn to determine whether the business made a net profit or a net loss at the end of a given accounting or trading period. Like the trading account, the title comprises of the name of the business, the type of account being prepared, and in this case, we are preparing the profit and loss account, and the accounting period ending. At what date did it end? Now, the total expenses incurred during that accounting period are recorded at the debit side. In case the business incurred a gross loss from the trading account, the loss is added to the expenses. Though a loss is not an expense, but it is treated as an expense. So we are going to add it to various expenses which were incurred by the business. The total revenue plus the gross profit from the trading account are recorded on the credit side of the account. In this case, we have got two types, two sides of the account. We have got the debit side. The debit side, we are recording the expenses. And in case the business made a loss, a gross loss from the trading account, then that gross loss is brought down to the expenses side on the debit side. But in case the business incurred a gross profit, we are going to add the gross profit plus other income which the business earned during that period. Then at the end of it all, we are going to determine whether the business realized a net profit or a net loss. Something else which I would like to mention is that it is possible for a business to make a gross profit from the trading account and end up with a net loss. It is not always automatic that once the business makes a gross profit, it must make a net profit. No. Let's proceed. The format of profit and loss account. Now, how does the format looks like? We said the title. The title comprises of the name of the business, name of the business. You must write it on the top there. Then the account name. What are we preparing? We are preparing profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. Loss account. When is the accounting period ending? For the period ended at, you give the date. Then from there, we have the account, the T format. Then on the debit side, you can see we have got the list of expenses. The expenses may include the discount allowed. You write how much is the discount allowed, you write it there. Salaries and wages, you write it there. Insurance, you write it there. Bills, it can be electricity bills, water bills, you write it there. Rent paid, you write it there. Accrued expenses, you write it there. Bad debts, depreciation, all those are expenses. Then discounts. Discount received is an income. Commission received, income. Rent received, income, plus the gross profit. from the trading account. Now, you may be given an information that there was a gross profit realized. If there is a gross profit realized, we are adding it to the revenues on the credit side of our trading profit and loss account. And from there, we are checking on the totals. We are checking on the totals. And now, in case we realize that for us to realize the net profit, then there must be the credit side must be greater than the debit side, and we'll have the net profit on the expenses side. Net profit carried down, then you also write it there. Then is the total figure. Then below the total, we'll have the net profit. On the credit side, the net profit brought down and how much is the net profit. And this basically the format of a profit and loss account. Now, after this, I want us to move and have an example and see how to draw a profit and loss account. Now, we have a question here. The following information was extracted from the books of KK Traders. We have the gross profit, we have the discount allowed. Now, we have salaries, we have rent income, we have insurance, we have commission received, we have accrued expenses, we have electricity bills. Then they require us to draw the profit and loss account for the period ended 31st July 2023. So how do we proceed there? Gross profits, we are going to credit this. We are going to credit it on the credit side. Discount, this is an expense. Salaries is an expense. Rent income is a revenue. Insurance is an expense. Commission received, anything received is an income or a revenue. Accrued expenses, these are expenses. Electricity bills, expenses. Now, we want to draw the profit and loss account. So what do? The name of the business. What is the name of the business? It is here, KK Traders. So you balance it out in the middle. KK Traders. KK Traders. Which account are we preparing? Draw profit and loss account. We are writing there. Profit and loss account for the period ended 31st of July 2023. Now this is the format. This is our format. The title format. We have the debit side and the credit side. Now we said that on the debit side we have expenses. And what should come first is the gross loss in case the business incurred gross loss. But in this case, the business incurred a gross profit. So we are not going to have a gross loss here. The gross profit which we have, we are going to take it to on the credit side. So we only list the expenses which we have been given here. We start with the discount allowed. The discount allowed there, we are given as 10,000. There it is in shillings. Another expense we have there, salaries. How much is salaries? 50,000. Another expense we have insurance. Insurance, how much? 5,000. Another expense we have there, accrued expenses. Accrued expenses, how much? 15,000. And finally, electricity bills. Electricity bills, 7,000. There being that there is no any other expense, we move to the income the other side. And before we bring in the incomes, the gross profit comes first. The gross profit, how much is the gross profit? 400,000. Another income we have there, rent income. It can be rent income or rent received. Rent income of how much? 100,000. Another income there we have commission received. Commission received of 30,000. There is no any other income. Those are the ones we have. So you add both sides, then you determine which side overweighs the other side. So starting with the credit side, if you add 400 plus 100,000, 400,000 plus 100,000 plus 30,000, you are getting 530,000. When we add the debit side, what do we have there? 10,000 plus 50,000, 60,000 plus 5,000, 65,000 plus 15,000, we'll have plus 15,000, we have 80,000. Now this one amounts to 87,000. Now you realize that the credit side is bigger than the debit side, and therefore we are going to have the total balancing with the 530,000. 530,000 both sides. 530,000. So it means the business realized a net profit. And now what is the net profit here? The net profit is the difference between the expenses and the income. So we have the net profit carried down. We subtract 530,000 minus 87,000, 0, 0, 0. We have 3. We have 4, 4, 4. We have 443. 443,000 as our net profit. Now, this net profit, you come and write it below the total on the credit side as the net profit brought down 443,000. And you may ask yourself, where are we taking the 443,000? We are taking it to the balance sheet. We are going to add it to the capital there, because you understand that capital of a business is affected by the net profit or the net loss. So in case it was a net loss, we are going to subtract it. But now that we have got a net profit, we are going to add it in the capital in the balance sheet. So basically, this is more about the profit and loss account. If you are asked how is this account important, you can see that the account enable us to determine all the expenses the business incurred during that given trading period. It also tells us the total income the business realized, and also it enables us to to determine whether the business, how much the business got as the net profit or net loss. And again, it facilitates the preparation of other financial statements, for example, the balance sheet. So thank you for watching. In case you have got more questions, you can comment there and inform me. Thank you.